You guys, welcome to the vlog. I haven't seen you guys in a long time, and I have a lot of life updates. One of them being I get married in 11 days. So it's gonna be quite the adventure in these next 11 days. And that includes my bachelorette party, rehearsal dinner, and of course the wedding. And I also am gonna be moving out of my childhood home where I have lived my entire life and into an apartment where me and Levi are gonna live after we're married, and I will be moving in there first because I have family coming in from Spain for the wedding, and so we need to have like available space for them to stay, and so I will be moving in first, and then after we get married, Levi's gonna join. So got a lot of wedding content coming your way, a lot of moving, so that's kind of what this vlog is gonna be, and I plan on doing like a bachelorette vlog as well, and then hopefully a wedding day vlog, and just kind of like all work together with my bridal party, and then just kind of like film the day to have to look back on, because obviously it's such a special day and we're not having any like videographers at our wedding because it's super pricey, and so we're thinking of just getting like authentic little clips and stuff. But that is the plan for content wise, and today is super special because we are applying for our marriage license, and there's different rules in every state, but 11 days seems like the perfect time to do that. So I'm wearing a white outfit, just white linen pants and a tube top and a little pearl necklace, and we're giving bridal because it's obviously a wedding event, and I'm sweating, so I need to turn on my car and head over there. I won't be able to get as many clips, but it's still an exciting moment, and I'm so excited for you guys to come along on the wedding journey with me. Look what we got! Ah! I love the like fancy folder.
Yeah.
We're getting married! I'm so excited. As you guys saw, we got the marriage license. I've never done something like that before where you have to like raise your right hand and then say that like you agree to something, and it just like felt so official. I was not expecting that, and I'm so excited. It just makes everything feel more real. Like I know I'm getting married, but it's also like it's so close, and it just like it's starting to feel real. But now I'm gonna go home. I have my girls' Bible study tonight at my friend's boathouse. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna just start packing things up and getting things ready because I have to be out of my house in 4 days. And so I have some of my stuff at the apartment already, but I wanna make sure that I get the things done that I need to get done, so when it comes down to packing and stuff, I am all good to go. I also have to make some lists for my bridesmaids of like packing, a little bit of updates and stuff like that. Just all the last minute details when it comes to weddings. But I will update you when I have an update. It's the next day, and I am doing moving things right now. I just loaded up a box of clothes in my car that I need to organize in my apartment, and my car is a mess from all the moving stuff, but this is going to my apartment. And then in my trunk I have a whole bunch of stuff going to Goodwill, so like 2 full bins and then this box. So we're gonna do a Goodwill drop off, and then we're gonna head to my apartment and I'll show you what it looks like. It's very messy right now. There's just like boxes and random stuff laying everywhere. I'm in the middle of washing all of like our bakeware and kitchen stuff so then it can all be put away. And then our apartment also doesn't have a pantry, which kind of sucks. We have to figure out where we're gonna put everything. All that to say, it's not gonna be super cute looking when we walk in, but at some point I'll have to do like a finished apartment tour. But yeah, let's head to Goodwill and get rid of a ton of crap. Okay, I'm in my apartment, and I'll insert a little clip of when we walked in, and it was like an empty apartment, so that we can see it without all of the boxes and stuff all over. This is our apartment. Okay, here is the first thing you see is this closet for coats and stuff, and then here is the living room. It's like kind of spacious. And then over here is our outside porch, and there's 3 doors. And then Here's the outside. And here's the kitchen. We've got some mismatched woods going on. We've got cabinet space. And then we have our oven. And then we have our 2 sinks and this little shelf thing that I like. We also have a dishwasher. And then over here, we have the bathroom. So there's this shelf space here. And then the mirror is cabinet space. And then toilet and the bath. And then this is the guest bedroom / storage. So just simple room, and then this kind of closet. And then this is our bedroom, just a big one. And then we have a walk-in closet, just like this. And then behind the door, there's extra storage. But right now I am working on unloading the dishwasher that had a load of stuff in it that was just recently unboxed, and then figuring out where I'm gonna put all of the things. So right here we have mugs, my martini glasses, drinkware, the bowls, plates, small plates, plate bowls, and then the fun bowls that we made. But that's kind of what I'm working on. I'm gonna wash all of this stuff right here because it has to be washed by hand, and I'm just watching YouTube while I do it. Also, this is such a good life hack. If you have candles from Bath and Body Works, or really any candles, once they're burnt all the way to the bottom and you can't burn it anymore, you can stick it in the freezer, and then the wax like condenses, and then it just pops right out, and then you can wash your things with hot water and then wash the lids, and then it makes like a good organization container. I have my makeup brushes in this. I'm thinking if we have like little snacks or like candy or something, we could stick them in here, and it's like so cute. And to me it's free because I'm not throwing away my candles, I'm just getting free little containers. Okay, it's a little later and I'm pretty tired, but we have some updates. I ended up washing all of our bakeware and putting it all in this little drawer under the oven. And then in here, I put our glassware and then our little meat shredder. So we've got some seasonings here, and then just stuff that's not really organized right now, but some food that Levi had from his apartment. And I honestly thought I would get a lot more apartment stuff done, but the reality is that me and Levi sat down and finalized like our music choices and stuff for the wedding. And so yeah, I'm pretty tired right now, so I'm gonna go home and go to bed. But tomorrow I have work, and then I have my friend's birthday dinner, and so I probably won't be doing any apartment stuff or wedding planning things, but I'll update you the next time that I am. Guys, it's 2 days later. I didn't do much of any wedding or apartment stuff worth recording yesterday, but we're back in my room and I have a few things that I need to go through. First off is my sock bin. This is overflowing, and there's no reason that I need to have this many pairs of socks. And to be honest, most of them are probably ones I've had for years that don't have a match, or are like Christmas fuzzy socks that, to be honest, I don't wear enough to keep this many pairs. And then I've also got to go through my underwear bin. And then I did go through my swimsuits. This is my swimsuit drawer. Yes, I have a drawer. Even though I live in Wisconsin, I am a swimsuit addict. But I have lots of swimwear, and we have a pool in the apartment, so that's an excuse to have this many swimsuits. But I just need to pack this up, and I'm probably gonna put it into one of these bins. Eventually we're gonna move the cubby holes over, but that is gonna take a bigger car and some help. So I gotta do that. So let's just set up the time lapse and get organizing. socks are complete. Now we're gonna move on to the underwear drawer. And look, only half of my sock bin is full, which it was overflowing before. So that's a great sign. And I'll be able to combine both of these bins, which will be perfect for moving. Yay, all of my swimwear fit perfectly in here, which is great for moving. And then we have one clear drawer, which is awesome. Hey guys, it's later. It's actually the 4th of July and it is 11:37 at night. It's very late. We watched the fireworks and then we brought the rest of my stuff from my house to the apartment, and I'm gonna be living here from now on by myself until me and Levi get married. And so my room is a disaster. We've got boxes and stuff everywhere, but there are my pillows right there, and we've got the sheets on the bed and that all set up. I'll definitely show you more of the organization process and all of that tomorrow, but I'm exhausted and I cannot wait to take off my makeup and go to sleep. But I thought that I would document this because this is the first time staying in my apartment and the first time living outside of my childhood home. So happy 4th of July, and it's officially wedding week because it's Friday and we get married next Friday. So lots of wedding stuff coming up soon. I'm so excited. This is gonna be a crazy week, but stay tuned. It's gonna be good. Good morning. It is the next day, my first day waking up in my apartment, and I definitely snuggled with my teddy bear that Levi got me, and I just had such a good night's sleep. The bed is super comfy. My mattress back at home I've had since I was a toddler, and it was starting to get like uncomfy, and so like I was really looking forward to having like a plushy, comfy mattress, and this really did it for me. It was very comfortable, and it still kind of feels like I'm at like a hotel. Like it doesn't feel like this is my home yet, but anyway, today we have a lot to do. First off, we're gonna go to Aldi and get my first set of groceries because I don't have anything for breakfast and I'm pretty hungry. And then after that, I have some things that I need to drop off at Goodwill because I went through my whole room and everything and I just had a lot of stuff to donate. And so we're gonna drop those off afterwards and then put away the groceries and stuff, and then we've just got a crap ton of stuff to organize. And I also want to go over back to my mom's house to see my grandma and uncle who just flew in late last night. But yeah, let's just get going. This is my outfit for today. My necklace is from Every Jewels. It came with a little pearl charm, but it fell off. I don't know where it went. This top is from Forever 21, and actually so are these shorts. They're like a super cute striped short. And yeah, let's get going. Let's get some groceries. I obviously can't forget my reusable bag for Aldi. I kind of love that Aldi makes us use reusable bags because then I don't waste so many plastic ones that I don't need. All right, I'm back from Aldi and here is all the things that I brought. One thing about me is if I can do it in 2 trips, I'll do it in 2 trips, even though it will probably suffocate my arm, leave a bruise, it doesn't matter. I will do it in 2 trips. And I did somehow, and it was very heavy and it hurt a lot. And I can confidently say that carrying up groceries to the 2nd floor from your car in 90-degree heat is the worst thing. But I thought that I would give you a little grocery haul, being that this is the first grocery haul, and I probably wouldn't do a grocery haul this big for a long time, but it's just like things that you need for like starting fresh. So first we got a loaf of sourdough. Aldi just has the best prices and you really just can't beat Aldi. And then we got eggs, of course, and there was like smashed cartons everywhere, so this was the cleanest carton of eggs that had all of them still intact. Bran flakes. The best is if you put banana and honey on top. It's really yummy. We've got fruit strips as a snack. I let myself get one unhealthy thing, like one little treat myself thing for a grocery run, just so I'm like still having balance in my life and not restricting, and it's just a good little treat. So this time I got blueberry acai. Got sandwich bags and plastic wrap. It's just a necessity. This blueberry almond shortbread granola. They have like limited time granolas and they're always really good. And then we've got local Midwest honey and General Tso's stir fry sauce. These are for one of my bridesmaids. I'm getting each of them a little like candy that they love in their gift. And my friend Lauren is just chocolate obsessed. So I got her these s'mores clusters. Creamy peanut butter, big, huge sweet potato. It's cherry season, so we got some cherries and these mini cucumbers, olive oil and garlic. These 0 net carb tortillas. Supposed to be a lot healthier than regular tortillas. And then we've got some storage bins. I'm moving on to the next bag. Got a lot of produce in here. Got raspberries, blueberries, bananas, some chicken, tomatoes, strawberries, and I accidentally smashed one of them carrying it up. It's okay, I'll eat it right now. And some Brussels sprouts, string cheese, some more bags. These are quart sized. Cottage cheese, minced garlic, lime juice, everything bagel seasoning. Milk, starting to run out of space here. Tomato basil sauce. This one is like pretty natural and healthy in comparison to the other one, so highly recommend this one. Then we've got some garlic salt with parsley. This one's really good. Got a bottle of sweet pineapple wine, cheese, frozen strawberries. These are Levi's favorites. A whole bunch of frozen veggies. I eat these like crazy, and they're so inexpensive. I've got the mixed vegetable kind, and then the broccoli, carrots, and cauliflower. We've got 3 of each. I'm gonna set these on the box that I'm using as a tripod. And then they were having like a super sale on the organic grass-fed ground beef, and they were cheaper than like the original kind per pound. So we got these, and the limit was 4. So I got 4 of these. We're also having a sale on the Wagyu, 100% Wagyu ground beef. And it was, again, cheaper than the regular stuff, which is crazy. So we got 2 of these. And obviously I'm not gonna be able to eat these right away. So I'm just gonna like keep one in the fridge and then freeze the rest. And then to finish off this haul, we've got some fun little drinks. These are the lemon Italian ice sparkling waters from Waterloo. And then we have Aldi brand of sparkling water. This is the strawberry flavor. So yeah, this completes my massive Aldi haul. I'm gonna put all this away, make myself some breakfast / lunch. I had a few little like snacky things for breakfast, so I'm not like too hungry, but I'm gonna make myself like a little breakfast and lunch, maybe get some organization done. And then my sisters and friends are gonna get together and we're gonna go to TJ Maxx because they want to get dresses for the rehearsal dinner. And then I need to find a suitcase and possibly a few other house things. So that is kind of the plan. And then after that, I'm gonna go to my mom's house to see my grandma and uncle. To show you guys my quick and easy lunch. We've got 2 eggs. The pan didn't really do them super well, but that's okay. Cottage cheese, strawberries, raspberries, and blueberries. Very healthy, lots of protein and vitamins. Let's eat. All right, sorry about the background noise. That's the dishwasher running, but I'm back at my mom's house and I am printing out the little drink tickets. These are for our guests that are helping set up and just like volunteering and doing things just for us. So it was very kind of them to like do that without being paid. So we wanted to find a little way to give back. So we made these. I actually just found like these little graphics on Pinterest and then just like found ones that were really similar. And then I just made this on Canva. I didn't use any sort of like template or anything, but I just found like fonts that work together. And then we put Emma and Levi and then our wedding date. And I love them. So I'm just like cutting them right now with the paper cutter. They're obviously not all even just because it's hard to do that on Canva and do that well, but they're cute and I think that our guests will really like them. Good morning. Today is Monday and this is the day before I leave for the wedding weekend / bachelorette. We leave on Tuesday tomorrow and the bachelorette is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then Thursday evening we have the reception area set up and then the rehearsal dinner, and then Friday is the wedding. So I'm just gonna call it wedding weekend, even though technically it's not really the weekend, but we are here. I have my little coffee in my little strawberry cup with my little strawberry coaster, and I just sat down to start writing my vows, and I was just jotting down some ideas that I had and like looking up what the structure is for writing vows, and like I was already crying, so I haven't even like started fully writing them out. I have some ideas that I've had jotted down for a while, just of like I had that idea in my head, so I just needed to write it down. So I have those, but I haven't started like actually writing them down, and I am already like tearing up. So I don't know how I'm gonna make it through without absolutely sobbing on my wedding day, but I don't know if it'll take practice or what it's gonna take, but oh well. I just hope that I can read them first because I don't know how I'm gonna make it through after listening to Levi's. But I wanted to document this moment where I'm writing probably the most special thing in my life, but that is what I'm gonna do now. I'm just gonna sit and type it up in my notes and then just kind of edit it, make a rough draft, and then from there finalize it. But got a lot of like random wedding tasks to do today too, so you guys will definitely be coming along with me. I also have never practiced my bridal makeup before, and it's gonna be very typical to what I usually do, just like a little bit more elevated. And I asked you guys to submit any like little wedding questions or things that you have on my Instagram, and so we're gonna answer those while I practice my makeup. By the time that this video comes out, we will already be married, so I'm not gonna hold back any details. And yes, I'm so excited, but I'm just gonna sit here and edit my vlogs and try not to ugly cry. Okay, I just finished my vows and I just have them on my phone right now. I didn't write them in our little booklets yet, just in case something comes up over the weekend where I'm like, oh, I really want to put that in. And so it's just like a final cut rough draft right now, I guess. And then I will like finalize it probably the day before the wedding. But I in fact ugly cried and my face is like all red and puffy from that, but it's okay because at least I did them now and not right before the wedding. So I'd rather have a puffy face now, but I do have a headache from crying because, you know, my face gets all stuffed up and whatnot. But anyway, I am going to practice my wedding makeup right now. I asked on Instagram if you guys had any wedding questions and I didn't receive too many responses just because I typed it in just a little bit ago, but I'm also going to be answering like some of the most commonly asked questions that I get whenever I'm talking about my wedding and things like that. So I'm just going to do that while I practice my wedding makeup. And I'm going to put my hair up because my hairdo is kind of like a low bun. I'm not going to have anyone come in and do my hair and makeup or any of my bridesmaids because they can do their own makeup, to be honest. And a lot of times when you get your makeup done, you might not like certain things about it, and getting like makeup trials is very expensive, and in general getting your hair and makeup done is just expensive, and I don't really want to pay for that when I can do my own makeup and I love the way it looks when I do it most. And then my sister is just going to be doing my hair, so we did like a little trial and it wasn't like anything concrete just because my hair was not really in like the state that it should be. But the goal is for my makeup to look natural and glowy and for it just to be very pretty, and I want to look like me. So first I'm gonna start out with my primer, and this is the e.l.f. Power Grip 4% Niacinamide primer. I've used the other one, like the regular kind, and it's just as good, to be honest. But just some like general info about the wedding. So what's our date? Where are we getting married? Why did we choose the place we're getting married? So our date is July 11th, 2025, obviously, and we are getting married at the Kohler Andre State Park in like the Kohler Sheboygan area. It's a beautiful place. I'll insert a picture here of when we toured the place, and we also took all of our engagement photos at this location as well. And the reason why we are getting married there and not in our hometown, which is like 3.5 hours away, is because when we were looking at venues, we didn't really find any that really felt like us. I live in the Midwest, obviously, and there's a lot of like barns, or there was a lot of very pretty venues, but didn't really accommodate that many people. And we were also just seeing that the prices for everything are just insane, like thousands of dollars for the reception venue, and then on top of that, thousands of dollars for the ceremony if you want them to do it there too. And so that was one of the reasons why we were like, hey, maybe let's look elsewhere. And we thought we both kind of want to get married outside, so let's try finding something outdoors, like a really pretty nature scene or something. And so that's when I had the idea, like, what about a beach? Like, what if we got married on like one of the Great Lakes or something like that, because we're really close to that. And just a pause, I'm gonna do concealer first. I know this is really uncommon, but I like to do it to cover up first, and then I go in with my foundation and it just kind of seals everything together. But I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the satin finish. This is like the glowy dewy one, and this is the shade Light Sand, and I have this shade Light Peach for when I'm less tan or for more of like highlighting areas of my face. I'm just gonna correct some of the problematic areas on my face, my under eyes. But then I got thinking, like, okay, where is the place that has a lot of beaches? And I'm like, oh, I know that Sheboygan is like the freshwater surfing capital of, I think, the world or the US. And I knew that there was really pretty beaches there. I'm using my phone as my mirror because I realized I don't have a little compact mirror. But that is when we realized that the Kohler Andre State Park is like super popular there. And so we kind of had that in mind. So we did the research and we figured out that you need to get a pass from the DNR because it's a state park, and you also need like to get approved for that permit. And so we walked around the different areas in Sheboygan when we were touring a venue there, and the venue we knew was just going to be for the reception, and we wanted to do it this way because the reception prices were so much cheaper than any other venue we looked at. And it's not like anything crazy or special, it just like has what we're looking for, and the prices for the food were really good and has room to dance and stuff like that, and the ceremony is really where we were wanting to save on. And so we decided to just do the ceremony by ourselves, and that's why we had that venue. That's how we were able to do like a banquet hall venue. So yeah, we did the research, and then we toured a few beaches in Sheboygan, and then we did the Kohler Andre Beach, and then we ended up loving that. And so we decided to put in a permit request, and it took forever, you guys. Like, the DNR is just known, at least Wisconsin's DNR, is just known for taking forever on things, and it took her like 5 business days to get back to us with every little question that we had. And then we ended up getting denied for that permit because she said there was no like availability for like events in the summer on weekends because we were planning on doing it the 12th on a Saturday. We're like, okay, cool, great. Plan B, we were looking for like possibly getting like an Airbnb that was right on the water and then condensing our ceremony even more because we had planned on doing like a small ceremony anyway and then a bigger reception just because we're not like big talkers in front of a bunch of people, if you know what I mean, and it's more special and intimate. We didn't want it to feel like a performance, and plus it's more expensive and stuff. So we were like, what if we just do an even smaller ceremony on the beach from like an Airbnb? And then we started messaging places and it just like didn't work out, or they were like, hey, sometimes of the year our beach is really big, other times it's super small, and then that didn't work out either. And then I was talking to one of my neighbors about it and he was like, well, did you ask the park about Friday? Because sometimes they consider Friday a weekend and sometimes they don't. And I was like, never thought of that. So we emailed the lady back again, pause because I got to do my foundation showing. I'm using the e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filter. This is like the best glowy foundation ever if you're looking for one. It's very light coverage and buildable, and it just gives your face like such a good natural looking glow. But anyway, and I was like, never thought of that. So we reached out to the lady from the DNR that we had been talking with, and she said like, well, we could possibly do that again. So we had to resubmit our application and then we got approved, which is awesome because we had been like trying to look for a place and our venue approved us and everything. And so we were like, all right, we're pretty much set on this Sheboygan place. We just got to get that ceremony spot figured out. And so we ended up getting approved for it. We had to submit everything that we wanted there, everything we were going to have, everything we were going to do, like the general schedule of it, and then we rented chairs for it, and then Levi is building an arch out of driftwood that he found. So it's a very simple setup, but another question I get asked a lot is, what's the wedding party bridal situation? And so I am gonna have 7 bridesmaids and he is gonna have 7 groomsmen. And I know it's a big number, but I also have 3 sisters. So that pretty much takes up like half of the group. And then my maid of honor is my older sister, Andrea. So I have obviously Andrea, my maid of honor, and then I have my sister, Sandra, my other sister, Olivia, my friend, Lauren, my other friend, Chloe, and then I have my 2 cousins from Spain, Elena and Esther. And people often ask like, what are your wedding colors? What's the vibe? And because we're doing it on the beach, it's gonna be like obviously the beach backdrop, but then we're also gonna have it like kind of like garden party vibes. So I'll insert like a few like inspo pictures here. And I just wanted to pause because I also used this e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the Hydrating in the lighter shade to do a little bit of touch-ups of under my eyes. And you can see like, you can still see my little freckles. And I love that. It looks very natural, but still is like good coverage and added like the highlights back into my face. But anyway, all of my bridesmaids are wearing a different color, so I assigned each of them a different color and gave some guidelines to picking out a dress. But before we get into the dresses, I'm gonna use the Morphe continuous setting spray, I think is what it's called, jumbo continuous setting spray. And I heard that if you do your base, like your liquid makeup, and then spray this on, let it dry, and then do your powders and then spray it again, it's gonna stay on for even longer. So I just heard that from like someone doing bridal makeup before. So I'm gonna do that. And then fan that out. But I just gave some guidelines, like they're all gonna be wearing like a silky, satiny material. It's gotta be long. I didn't want anything super booby or like any big bows or ruffles or something crazy. And then we're gonna be on the beach and barefoot, so like no big slits in case the wind blows it up. Like it's got to be altered. And then their shoes on the beach, they're gonna be barefoot. And then for like the reception and the rest of the wedding, just like any nude heels that they feel comfortable walking in and wearing. And then for the hair, we're gonna do all of our own hair and makeup. So they're just gonna have like a middle part curled hair. We're gonna do that all together. And then, yeah, so very simple. They all got to pick out their dresses and then they just sent it over to me for like approval, I guess. And yeah, so they all did that, and it's really cool because it's like very unique to their personalities, and I love that. Now that my face is dry, I'm gonna hop into bronzer, and this is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I think it's just the classic shade, and I don't use like contour or anything really, so I just like put this in the areas I want a little bit bronzed up. Another question I get asked is like, are you doing a traditional wedding? And when I get asked this, I don't really know how to answer, like, I guess, but also there's traditions that we aren't doing. Like, we're definitely not doing the garter toss. That's super awkward and weird in my opinion. Like, awkward to do and awkward to watch, so absolutely not. We are not doing that. Some of the traditions that we're not doing, our wedding cake isn't like a massive, expensive, bougie cake. We literally bought 3 cakes. One is our little one, and it's just like tiny and just says just married, and that's where we're gonna do our cake cutting for that one, and that'll be just for me and Levi. And then we have 2 massive sheet cakes, and those are for the guests. So we have a vanilla one with strawberry filling inside, and then we have a chocolate one, and both of them with white frosting, and they have like white lettering and say different things. And you guys, guess where we ordered them? Walmart. Walmart. You would never guess that when you see a picture of our cakes, whether that's on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, you'll never guess that they're from Walmart, because we're actually also kind of DIYing them. So Levi's sister-in-law is like a baker. Unfortunately, our venue needs like a license provided for any of the desserts that we bring in, and she doesn't have a license, so we are just kind of rolling with it, and she's gonna just add some decor to our bought cakes. So that's kind of how we're getting away with that, but she's gonna add some like little spray glitter to the cakes, and then some pearls, and just to make it really cutesy and make it look more expensive. But you would never guess that they're from Walmart. We're saving hundreds of dollars on our wedding cake, hundreds, and you would never guess that we bought them at Walmart. So that is what we're doing for our cake. That's a little bit untraditional. Also, the walking down the aisle, I'm gonna be walking with both my parents and myself if the beach access slash hill is walkable for just me. And how that's gonna work is my parents are gonna walk down together, just the 2 of them, and then down like the little beach access hill, and then stop where the chairs start. And then I'm gonna walk down by myself, meet them there, and then we're gonna walk down the aisle together. And I have a few reasons for this, for doing it this way. Number 1 being that I just get really nervous, and I know I'm gonna be extremely nervous on my wedding day when I'm gonna have to walk down the aisle. Like, I just know the nerves will be there, and I kind of like being by myself with those nerves. I don't really like people talking to me. I know I'm gonna just start crying, and like, not in like a bad way, but just like sobbing and be like extra emotional. And like, although that's helpful for some people, it's not really for me. And I think like just like being in the calmness by myself, I think will be good. And I just want like that special moment of like just me and Levi. And I want to walk with both of my parents too. And there's also like, when I was younger and like, you know, like as a kid, as a girl, you're always like imagining your wedding day and stuff. And like, even when like me and my sisters would play wedding, I always like thought of like walking down the aisle by myself. And like, it's nothing against my parents at all. It just is like something that I've always envisioned. Like, when I'm gonna see Levi walking down the aisle, it's just gonna be me holding my flowers. And I don't know, that's just something that I want to do, and it's untraditional, but whatever, it's our wedding and that's the way we're gonna do it. But anyway, this blush that I'm using, it's completely faded out, but it's the Pixie On The Glow blush in like this like pinky shade. It's like my everyday blush, and I want to look very sun-kissed and glowy. Maybe I should have done like a little bit more of like an elevated blush. I don't know. I kind of just do like the sun-kissed look but I don't know. I think it's okay. We're not doing a first look. I don't know if that's traditional or not, but I'm doing a first look with my parents, and me and Levi are gonna see each other the day of our wedding, just in the morning. But like once we start getting ready, we're gonna be separate because we're all gonna stay in one house, like the whole wedding party. So yeah, there's that. All right, I am going to be using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder. This is like an oldie but a goodie. So I'm gonna be using this, and my friend is calling me, so hold that thought. Okay, we're back. I didn't do any makeup while we were talking, but I'm just gonna put some highlight over here. I wanna look glowing on my wedding day. But another question I get asked a lot is like, are you guys going on a honeymoon? If you are, where are you going? Are you going right away after the wedding? Are you gonna wait a while? And yes, we're going on a honeymoon. We're going to Cancun and Tulum in Mexico. And this spot was picked out because one, it's a very relaxing spot, and it's supposedly great for honeymoons. And then Levi's never been out of the country, and so we wanted to definitely go out of the country for our honeymoon. And it was pretty inexpensive compared to like flying to Europe. And so that was one of the reasons why we chose this place. And we decided to stay in an all-inclusive for 4 nights, and then staying in like a Airbnb in Tulum for the rest of the nights. And so we wanted kind of a mix of like relaxation, but also a lot of things to see and do, and not having to cook the first few days, and just like fully relaxing. But we do have like some tours that we would love to see and do while we're there. So there is that. And we're leaving 4 days after our wedding. So we get married on the 11th and we're going on the 15th. So we have a nice little break of like relaxing a little bit after the wedding, prepping and packing for the honeymoon. And yeah, so we've got a few days, and that way we can like send our signed marriage license in and all of that. But yeah, that's the honeymoon plans. So someone asked, what is a lesson that you've learned in wedding planning? I would say sometimes the ideas that you think that you have in your mind of like what you want something to be or to look like is just like very unrealistic. Like you have to be realistic and not always look to like what you see on social media, because the amount of like money that actually goes into influencer weddings and that stuff is absolutely insane. Like I grew up watching YouTube and YouTubers, and I remember like thinking like when I was an early teenager, like, oh my gosh, my bachelorette party is gonna look like this, my wedding is gonna look like this, I'm gonna have that, I'm gonna do this. And like the reality is like everything is so expensive, especially putting the word bridal in front of it. And so it's good to like have dreams and hopes and expectations, but like you have to be flexible, and also what you might have in mind might not be what your partner has in mind. And so like being really good at communicating like, I want this and this is why, and having things that are special for the two of you, and doing things on like with a purpose and stuff has been really helpful. But anyway, for brows, I'm doing the e.l.f. Instant Brow Lift Pencil. This is like $3. It's the best. And I just kind of brush them out and then add in some color where I have some like bald spots, and then I extend the ends. Another common question I get asked from like people that are engaged is also like, what did you do to save money? How did you save money when wedding planning? What are like things that are worth cutting the cost on versus splurging? And it really just depends on you and your personality and what you want for your wedding. But I'm doing mascara. This is the first time trying this one out, It's the highly rated waterproof mascara from Milani. I use their 2A mascara and I love it. And I do realize that the first time you use a mascara, it's gonna be very runny. And probably should have practiced my makeup before this. But you know what? It's fine. I'm just gonna be like awkwardly in your face doing this. But I personally wanted my wedding to be, one thing I was really thinking about is like, what am I gonna look back on and my guests gonna look back on and Levi gonna look back on and say like, what am I gonna remember the most? And I realized that like, I am gonna value the fun, I'm gonna value the memories, I'm gonna value things that were special, the vows, and the time spent with Levi and my bridesmaids above the quality of the decor or the quality of the food or the cake or the aesthetic of everything, I guess. And so we kind of cut costs on like the cake is from Walmart. I don't need a bougie cake. I really don't, and neither does Levi. I don't really care. Also, like decor, we are doing thrifted glass vases and candlesticks that were bought for Christmas for me and colorful ones. We got a lot of decor off of Shein. Like, we're not doing a wedding sign. We're not like doing like party favors, I guess. We did virtual invitations and sent like a personal note to everyone like, hey, so and so, we would love for you to come to our wedding. And we did save the dates as well, which were both digital, and then we printed a few just for ourselves and for our parents and stuff to keep as like a keepsake. But that is something that we saved hundreds of dollars on, that we just didn't care to have ones like that. So that's how we saved money. But the things that we splurged on was, I really care about the photos. I am someone who looks back on photos very frequently, and I love getting to like capture memories in like an artsy way. And so for me, the photos were really important because that's how I'm going to remember the little details. And so the photos were something that we decided that we wanted to spend more on. And I'm also very picky about editing style. Personally, I don't like when the whites are too white and the colors are unsaturated and things just look really unnatural. Like, I don't want to look back at my wedding and be like, oh, it's so obvious that I got married in 2025 because of this trendy thing that I had in my wedding and this style of editing. I kind of want my wedding to look timeless and special in that way, where it just doesn't look like a trendy wedding. It's like when you get like the 2015 weddings and you're like, oh, I don't want that. I want it just like kind of as timeless as it can be. But I definitely spent a lot on my dress, spent a lot on the photographer. But yeah, I think those are really the only ways we splurged. And for flowers, we did just like a girl that has like a small business. She just does her own thing. It's not a floral shop. And I got my bouquet done and the men's boutonnieres, and then us bridesmaids are creating our own. And then for the bridesmaids, we're just going to Trader Joe's and creating like little bouquets because our color palette is like super colorful. So I'm sure we'll be able to find stuff. And if not a colorful bouquet, then like a white one with pops of color or just plain white. Like, it's very chill in that way. But those are all the questions I'm going to answer right now. If you have any, let me know. More wedding content for sure is coming. I'm going to finish off again with this Morphe setting spray, just to like finish off the look. That's what I would do on my wedding day. I'm not going to do that now because I'm just packing. I'm just doing the things today. But this is the final look. I might like cover more on my actual wedding day, but looks very natural but like elevated. And I might add a little bit of like maybe like a shimmer on top of my eyes. I just kind of forgot about that step, but I'm not sure. Let me just do that now that my mascara is dry. Just to like add a little bit, maybe something in the crease. I should have done this step before the mascara, but didn't think of it because I usually do my everyday makeup and it's just like out of habit. But I'm gonna go in with that bronzer and I'm gonna go into the crease of my eye. And I know I have mascara on and it's cringing me out, but it's fine. Just gonna add a little bit of shadow back into my eyes and I'm just gonna fluff it out. I don't want to go heavy eyeshadow. I just don't like it on me, but I'm gonna do that. And then I think I'm gonna add just like a little bit of either like this like pinky kind of lighter highlight, just to like add a little bit of glow to the eyelids. Nothing crazy. It's like a cream powdery one. Like, I don't know, it's not powder, but it's not cream either. It just like glides onto the eyelids so well. I don't really see it on camera, but it's cute. But yeah, that's the finished bridal look. I might add in just like a little more bronzy, like the actual wedding day, and a little bit more coverage on my problem areas, but I love it. I think it looks very natural and I look like me and I love that. But that's all for the wedding trials. Now I gotta get packing. I'm honestly so tired of talking, but I'll catch you when I have an update. Today has just flown by. Like, it is insane. I've just been working all day. I'm not allowing myself to like sit on my phone to do anything like that. But Levi just came over. We had some like a late lunch slash dinner and we said goodbye to each other until we see each other in Sheboygan, which is insane because I won't see him until like probably the rehearsal setup, which is insane. And then the next time he will be in my apartment, it'll be our apartment and we'll be married, which is just crazy. Like, it's really starting to feel real for me. But got the suitcase out. I actually just bought this at TJ Maxx. It's like a bigger suitcase. It's not like a carry-on at all. It's from the brand Calpac, and I know that it's a really good quality brand, and I was super happy that I was able to find it at TJ Maxx. But it's kind of a big suitcase, so I am gonna start packing all the wedding things in here. I created a packing list. I have my dress and my shoes and like some of the other random like decor and like wedding day of kit and things like that at my mom's still, because I don't want to haul it all the way here and up the stairs, just go all the way back to her house tomorrow. But I'm just gonna start packing the outfits. The bachelor itinerary is so fun. My sister did an amazing job curating it to like things that I love and things that she knew that I wanted, and it's just so fun. So I got to pick out the outfits for that. Got to think about all those last minute things and like well, what if this happens, bringing extra things for this, extra makeup products, all the things I could need. So that's why I'm using this big old suitcase. But we're just gonna start this packing process. I hope to like get it done pretty fast. It'll probably be a lot of things that I didn't realize that I needed until today, but let's get packing. Let's get stuff done. Update, I have been packing for like the past hour and something, just throwing stuff in because it's such a big suitcase. I can fit a lot in there, and so I've been like packing every single skincare item that I could possibly need, all the makeup I could possibly need and that everyone else might possibly need too. So I've just got a lot here, and then I've got like some face masks and things to do as well. And I've got like pretty much all my jewelry in here because I packed it for the apartment, and I'm doing pretty good. I think I'm gonna pop in one of these. They're like teeth whitening trays, just because, you know, we gotta have nice white teeth. And I think you leave these on for like, what, 30 minutes? Gonna pop one of these in. So that means I won't be able to talk to you guys for a bit. But I have to go to the library to drop off books that are due and pick up books that are ready, because I think today is the last day to pick them up. And so I gotta make sure that I do that to have them ready for the honeymoon. And then I'm gonna stop by my friend's girls' Bible study because she really wanted to see me before the wedding. And she said, just stop in just to say hi and so we can pray for you, which is so sweet. I'm gonna do that and stop talking. Okay, I'm at my mom's house. It's starting to get dark outside, but I've got all this wedding stuff that I'm packing. So I'm just gonna load this all up into my car now because I have a nail appointment kind of right before we leave, and I don't wanna be running late, even though I'm gonna be driving either by myself or with Lauren. So just getting all this stuff, all the decor packed up, so then I don't have to worry about it tomorrow, and I can do all the last minute things that I need to do at my house. But so much stuff, I'm hoping that it will all fit in my trunk. But it's happening. This is insane. I just did my last try on of my gorgeous dress before the wedding, just to make sure everything was good. And I didn't film it because we got stuck on the zipper. It wasn't that it didn't fit me, it had this part of it that just didn't go up well. And so I had to get 2 people to help me with that. So I didn't film it on, but you will definitely see it in the wedding vlog and for sure pictures and stuff. But it's so beautiful and the camera doesn't even do it justice. I'm obsessed with it. Time to take it with me. Good morning, vlog. It is the day that we leave for the wedding things. Last night I pretty much just packed up all the stuff in my car, and then by the time I got home it was super late and I just crawled in bed and went to sleep. But we are up bright and early this morning. At least for me, I got up around 6 something, and that's early for me. But my skin is doing absolutely horrible. Like, I'm just like breaking out everywhere, have a ton of textured skin, and like got this like big red bump. Don't know what that is because I put a pimple patch on it and it made it worse. So it's probably because I'm supposed to get my period tomorrow, which would suck because it's the wedding weekend. But that is one of the pluses of having to be on birth control, is that I can skip my periods, and that's awesome. But anyway, I have a lot of last minute things to pack and to get ready. I'm getting my nails done at 9, so I've got to have everything done and ready before then. So let's just get going. Okay, so while my eye patches sit, I thought it would be a good time to sit and write little cards for the day of my wedding for my bridesmaids. They're just like super awesome and super special to me. I obviously have gifts for them as well, but it just means a lot to me that they, you know, gave up so much to be at my wedding and traveled here and like set up an amazing bridal shower for me. And I just know that the bachelorette is going to be absolutely amazing and so much fun. And so I'm just really thankful for them. So I wanted to write them a really sweet personalized note and a thank you for that. So I'm gonna quickly do this. I probably won't get them all done in one set just because I don't like writing for that long, but I'm just gonna put you on a little time lapse and then we're just gonna do that. Okay, I'm all set to go. This is my outfit for today. This plain white tube top is from Shein. It's double layered, so it's like really nice quality. And then I've got these pants on. I bought them at Bershka. It's a European clothing store and I love it so much. It's just like, I don't know what it is about like European stores that just fit me well. And then I've got on my necklace from Every Jewels, and then I've got my suitcase all packed up, ready to go. It feels nice to not have to like sit on a suitcase to close it. So I'm really happy with getting this big suitcase, but we are leaving the apartment, and the next time I'll be here, I will be a married girly, and I will be here with my husband, and I'm so excited. I am on to see my husband. I'm happy to see my husband. We're at the nail place. Let's go get our nails done. They look beautiful. Look at these beautiful wedding nails. I love them. They're so pretty, and I love like the shininess of the chrome. And the guy was so sweet. He saw me recording like a clip of my nails, and I told him that I was vlogging the whole wedding week just to remember everything, and he's like, hey, give me your phone at the end and I'll record a clip for you. So that's the clip that you saw. It was just so sweet. He was so happy for me and the wedding and everything, and he's like, come back, I want to see all the pictures. And yeah, it was so sweet. I love when I get service workers that are like that. But I'm gonna go head back home. We're kind of in a hurry, and then we're gonna head out and head to Shop LTK.